Remember when opening a single web page took longer than cooking noodles? That was dial-up. Today, we've gone from screechy modems to Starlink beaming Wi-Fi from space. In this video, we'll explore internet speed in 8 levels, laugh at our slow beginnings, appreciate today's lightning-fast connections, and peek into a future where buffering might finally disappear. Level 1, dial-up. Back in the 1990s, dial-up was the OG of internet connections. It ran through your home's telephone line, meaning if you were online, grandma's call had to wait. And who could forget that screechy, robotic modem sound that announced you were entering cyberspace? At a maximum of 56 kbps, dial-up was basically a snail wearing a Wi-Fi sticker. But for millions, it was magical. It opened the door to chat rooms, MSN Messenger, and the first taste of the digital world, all for a relatively low cost. Of course, it had flaws. Loading one web page could take minutes, and heaven forbid someone picked up the phone mid-download. Still, families huddled around the PC, staring at loading bars, knowing they were part of something revolutionary, even if it tested their patience daily. Level 2, DSL/Broadband. When the early 2000s rolled in, DSL and broadband felt like a miracle. Finally, no more arguing about whether to use the phone or the internet. You could actually stay online all day without blocking incoming calls, which probably saved a few family relationships. Broadband offered speeds up to 10 megabits per second, which at the time felt like light speed. Downloading MP3s, sending emails with attachments, and even watching tiny low-resolution videos suddenly became possible. It wasn't just faster, it was freedom compared to dial-up's constant struggle. But let's be honest, it still had its limits. Streaming full videos? Forget it. And if you lived in a rural area, you were stuck waiting for the broadband train to reach your town. Still, this era gave us the first taste of a more connected world and set the stage for YouTube, online gaming, and the golden age of early social media. Level 3, cable and early Wi-Fi. By the mid-2000s, cable internet and Wi-Fi stormed into our lives, and suddenly, we weren't chained to the wall anymore. The magic of wireless meant you could finally browse the web from your couch, or hide under the blanket pretending to study, while actually scrolling MySpace. With speeds climbing toward 100 megabits per second, the internet finally felt fast. YouTube videos loaded without as much buffering, music streaming was smooth, and online multiplayer games were becoming mainstream. Wi-Fi gave households freedom, one router, multiple users, no messy cables. But Wi-Fi wasn't perfect. The signal could drop if you sneezed too hard, or if your microwave decided to sabotage your connection. Still, this era was a game changer. Families fought over the Wi-Fi, teenagers lived on social media, and the internet became more than just a tool, it became a lifestyle. Level 4, 3G mobile internet. Then came 3G in the early 2000s, the first real step toward internet in your pocket. For the first time, you could check emails, browse the web, and even load Google Maps, though by the time the map loaded, you were probably already lost. 3G brought speeds up to 3 megabits per second, which felt groundbreaking compared to earlier mobile connections. It powered the rise of smartphones like the iPhone and allowed apps like Facebook and Twitter to follow us everywhere. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just at home, it was in your hand. But let's be real, streaming a video on 3G was basically a patience test. Buffering was your constant companion, and downloading anything larger than a picture felt like an all-day event. Still, 3G was the bridge that turned phones into mini-computers and set the stage for the mobile revolution. Level 5, 4G LTE. When 4G arrived around 2010, the internet on our phones finally felt usable. No more staring at endless loading circles. Suddenly, you could stream Netflix on the bus, play online games, or video call your friends without sounding like a robot underwater. With speeds reaching up to 100 megabits per second, 4G powered the rise of Instagram, Snapchat, and eventually TikTok. Apps weren't just fun, they became daily essentials. Ordering food, hailing a ride, or even finding love through dating apps became normal, all thanks to 4G's speed. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Coverage could still vanish the moment you left the city, and mobile data plans often drained your wallet faster than your battery drained your phone. But overall, 4G transformed our phones into true smart devices and made the internet feel like a constant companion everywhere we went. Level 6, 5G. Then came 5G, the so-called superhero of mobile internet. Promising speeds up to 10 gigabits per second, it wasn't just about browsing faster, it was about changing how technology works. Think cloud gaming, AR glasses, self-driving cars, and even smart fridges that nag you when you're out of milk. The biggest strength of 5G is its ultra-low latency. That means almost no delay, so your online games respond instantly, and futuristic tech like remote surgeries becomes possible. Downloading a full HD movie? Just a few seconds. But of course, superheroes have weaknesses. 5G coverage is still patchy, mostly in big cities, and building all those extra towers isn't cheap. Plus, some people joked that 5G would cook your brain. Spoiler, it doesn't. Despite the rollout challenges, 5G is the launchpad for the next wave of innovation, making the internet faster than most people's attention spans. Level 7 Satellite Internet. Before Starlink, satellite internet had a reputation. Expensive, laggy, and about as reliable as a paper umbrella in a storm. Traditional satellites orbited far away, which meant high latency. You clicked, and the internet responded, eventually. Then came Starlink in the 2020s, Elon Musk's Wi-Fi from Space project. By using low-orbit satellites, it delivers faster speeds with far less delay. Remote villages, ships, and even Antarctica can now stream Netflix, tweet, or video call just like anyone in the city. The strengths? Coverage in places normal internet can't reach, and no phone lines required. The downsides? It's pricey, weather can mess with it, and the hardware looks like you're installing a UFO in your backyard. Still, Starlink isn't just internet. It's a lifeline for rural communities, researchers, and adventurers who finally get a decent connection in the middle of nowhere. Level 8 Future Internet. The future of the internet looks less like faster Wi-Fi and more like pure science fiction. We're talking 6G networks, fiber cables running straight into everything, and even quantum internet that could make today's speeds feel like dial-up all over again. Imagine downloading a 4K movie in milliseconds or having holographic video calls that feel like Star Wars. Self-driving cars could talk to each other instantly, doctors could perform surgeries from thousands of miles away, and entire virtual worlds could run without lag. But here's the catch, future internet won't be cheap at first. Infrastructure costs will be massive, and rich countries will get it long before everyone else. Still, once it spreads, buffering might finally become extinct, and complaining about slow Wi-Fi could become a forgotten ancient ritual. The future internet isn't just about speed, it's about reshaping how we live, work, and connect. So, there you have it, the 8 levels of internet speed, from the screechy dial-up days to a future where movies might download faster than you can blink. We've seen the internet crawl, walk, run, and now rocket its way into space. Each upgrade made our lives easier, funnier, and sometimes more frustrating, because let's be honest, no matter how fast it gets, someone will still yell, "Why is the Wi-Fi so slow?" From waiting minutes for a single web page to dreaming about quantum-level speeds, the internet has shaped everything. How we work, learn, play, and connect. And if the past is any clue, the future will be faster, smarter, and maybe even weirder. So next time your video buffers, just remember, it could be worse. You could still be on dial-up.